Allow us to reintroduce ourselves. Powered by your big homie OG Sweetz HD. Holla at me. You heard me? That's like you know.
We rocking with that boy Hatch on Hatchbach TV. Yeah,
I'm Kareem.
I'm Shaddai.
The Magnolia Twins. Hatchbach.
What's wrong with us, man? I'm sick of talking about causing no change. And all the hoes that we done fucked and we done bang. And all the dope that we done sold on the side. And all the homies from the hood we shot. And ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. What's wrong with us, man?
Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. And now I bring it up, you look at me like I'm insane. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing about the tens of thousands of black women and girls missing, man. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing that it's 2019 and from a tree a black man still can hang. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing about these priests fucking these little boys, but y'all gon' let R. Kelly hang. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. And then you wonder why shit remain the same. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. Get some meat on your brain, man.
I'm sick of talking about causing no change. And all the hoes that we done fucked and we done bang. And all the dope that we done sold on the side. And all the homies from the hood we shot. And ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. What's wrong with us, man?
Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. I hear that Ritalin and Cane's about the same damn thing. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing about prescription drugs. If they work, why you need a refill, man? Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing about these vaccines that's unclean or autism rarely seen. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. I got one question, where's my organs, man? Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. And then you wonder why shit remain the same. Ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. Get some meat on your brain, man.
I'm sick of talking about causing no change. And all the hoes that we done fucked and we done bang. And all the dope that we done sold on the side. And all the homies from the hood we shot. And ain't nobody said a motherfucking thing. What's wrong with us, man? Causing no change. And all the hoes that we done fucked and we done bang. What's wrong with us, man?
I'm Kareem.
I'm Shaddai.
From uptown New Orleans, Magnolia, Callio, Leavenworth, the whole uptown. I'm from uptown. I lived in the East too, though.
Yeah, shout out the East Shore.
Shout out the East Shore and the East, the whole night walk downtown, all that. Cross that river, all that. We look. The reason why we
always put these places on the map. And because outside of New Orleans, I'm not just an uptown dude. I'm a New Orleans dude. Outside of New Orleans, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I represent the whole New Orleans, not just uptown.
Okay.
You understand? Because you meet somebody from Cali, they gonna say they from LA.
They're not gonna say I'm from what hood they from.
It don't matter.
They gonna say they from Compton.
They represent LA.
You figure it out on your own where they from. You know.
But y'all mainly grew up uptown.
Yeah.
Like basically. What was that upbringing like? Like as far as, you know, living
I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with you. I didn't grow up in a fucked up household to where we missed meals, my mom was on crack, this and that type of shit. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up in a fucked up environment though. That's what I grew up.
But I can honestly say, like, when my mother was younger, you know, she dated, you know, somebody that was heavy in the streets.
Right.
You know, we was young boys too, like, not really understanding what was going on around us, you know what I'm saying? But we did experience dope getting kicked in while we sitting down eating cereal. You know what I'm saying? We experienced stepping over dope fiends in the hallway. We experienced murders, you know.
At an early age.
Me and my mom experienced a murder together. All of us watched the dude get killed right below where we lived while she was talking to him. You know, so, you know, bro, like, we was kind of desensitized to violence and things of that nature. Like, I mean, you may look at us and go, okay,
Hold up, stop. You gotta stop running on, brother. Be quiet. You just running on. Running on.
Right. Kind of high right now.
Right. All right, cut that out.
Nah, we
That's
good.
embarrassing.
We good. Nah, hey, listen. It's personality of brother. People don't really get to see twins interact on a day, like how things go. You know what I'm saying?
He check me, I check him.
Yeah, we do that.
We don't
That's
feel
why I
bad
ain't
about it.
tripping.
We don't feel bad about that. If he check me, I'm like, yeah, but you right. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
I don't
tripping.
feel bad about that.
That's humility.
That's humility. We talked about that when the brother was blowing. Like, that's a major part of being a man. You gotta have humility. You gotta say, I'm sorry, my bad. I said, no, I didn't mean that. And if he a real man, he should look at you as a sign, as being a sign of weakness, or you know, or you just, you know, you gotta be like, well, I respect that.
Well, that's all a sign of humility also because, like I said, I'm a Leo. We're aggressive by nature, so I'm quick to check somebody about some shit. So I had to be able to get checked too, especially if he got me dead right, which he just did. So it's cool. I ain't tripping.
Was your relationship always that way? How you know?
No, we used to fight.
Man, we used to fight like a motherfucker.
like cats and dogs.
I'm talking about throwing dogs. I'm talking about draw blood and everything. Me and
Fighting
that
nigga,
right
lip
there.
all his face, man, all kind of shit.
So when it came to fighting niggas in the street, you ain't stand a chance.
No sympathy.
No sympathy.
Was,
I mean, we boys, but you know, you grew up in a house with a number of boys and that, but you gonna fight
right.
all the time. You know,
And we had a cousin that was close to our age, Tushon. Rest in peace, Tushon.
rest in peace, Too
We
Short.
used to fight them all. We used to fight each other. We used to fight other people.
Sometimes me and Too Short to jump him.
Yeah. Sometimes
Sometimes me and Too Short to jump me. Sometimes me and him would jump Too Short.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's how we really learn how to
That's how
fight.
we know how to fight, bro. Yep. Bruh. If you ain't listening to bruh, you probably ain't listening at all.
What's your neighborhood look like today? Like when you go back around there?
Gentrified. Salt and pepper.
They gentrified, bro. Like, white people didn't used to walk through our hood like talking about it back in the G. They would come get some drugs. If you was a white girl, you was a flipper.
Or they didn't know where they was at,
And they got lost.
and they got lost.
But now, they very comfortable. Bitches on the porch eating, drinking their coffee, eating their beignets,
Jogging at night.
walking their dogs,
All kind of
riding
shit
their
that you
bikes.
would never see. That's facts. You would never see this type of things going on when we was running through, you know, the streets. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's crazy? Probably want to say this, and we can go to the next question. We'll talk about what we want to talk about. I think what's changed more is that these guys on the streets now have a different perception of what real is. You know, they have a different perception of. You know, they feel like only way you can be real is if you're a stepper. If you're a stepper or a killer. You know what I'm saying?
That's the most bullshit.
That's the most
fake
bullshit aside ever. I got a partner right now. He'll tell you, look, man, I ain't about no shoot, but I'll beat your ass up. That's a real nigga to me.
I'll punch you down.
I'll punch you down, bitch. I'll put you in a blender. That's a real nigga to me.
You know what's not a real nigga? A nigga who talk all this murder shit, I'm a stepping on this and that type of shit. And you get in the car with your partners, all y'all go slide on some niggas. And yeah, you do hop out, you do slide and smash everything out there, right? But then when you get caught, you turn on everybody. See what I'm saying? That's not no real nigga, man. That ain't real. That's not real. You get caught, you tell on everybody. You telling people information they don't even must know about. You know what I'm saying? But the hood glorify that shit, and people glorify that. That shit is fake. That shit ain't real.
We're gonna come back to that in a little bit. But
Yeah.
you just said, you know what I'm saying, y'all go to slide and then you get caught and you tell on everybody.
Everybody.
Like right now, right, there's this big fucking thing, everybody talking about rats and snitching and all of this shit. Like, and there's different instances, that shit with 6ix9ine, that shit with T.I., whoever. Like, what does snitching really entail?
Well, I let him give a perspective and I give mine. I'm gonna give my perspective on what I think it entails. Right. If me and you do a crime together, we a crime together, and I get caught, and I say, well, his son with me, that's snitching. If I'm out the game, I'm a civilian, I go to work, we live by different rules. See what I'm saying? Right. If somebody breaking the house around the apartment complex or whatever, and you call the police and say, I seen the car, I got the license plate number, that ain't snitching. That's not snitching to me, because you ain't in the game. What you gonna do? You gonna get your gun and go kill him? Right. No, people from the civilians don't live by the same rules we live by. You know what I'm saying? Well, ain't really no rules anyway. We throw this rule shit out the window. I'm just saying per se. You know what I'm saying? Rules. Right. Or me, and this is me, and I'm a street dude. If I catch somebody in the hood, this is like somebody in the hood that's knocking old ladies over the head and snatching their purses, or touching children or something, and I can't get my actual hands on them, bitch, I'll tell on you. You need to be off the streets. But as far as anything that's involved in selling drugs or murder or anything, that's snitching to me. Cause I play by the rules of the streets. That's snitching. But the civilians, them rules don't apply to them. Them rules don't apply to them. You know? Now your perspective.
Well, shit, you basically covered it all. What else can I say?
I mean, you feel the same way I feel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say something funny, but fuck it.
No, I thought you had a different perspective. That's why.
There's no other perspective to have. Either when you snitching is when you commit the crime. To make it simple. No,
that's what you could have said right there, bro.
That's what you just said, though.
You know, but you said it differently than me.
When you're snitching, when you snitching is when you with somebody that you committing a crime with, and you snitch on the people. You tell them the information that the police didn't have about this situation. That's snitching. Like I said, the difference between talking to police and cooperating with police. We got picked up for murder twice, right? We had no choice but to talk to police, but I couldn't cooperate with them. How could I cooperate with somebody that I'm the fucking suspect? You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't give police nothing more than whatever they talking about with it one end or the other. Somebody dead, I had nothing to do with it. That was the only thing I had to tell them. I had nothing to tell them people. Who shot? I don't know. I don't know.
You ain't seen what they look like?
I don't know. You can't mess me. That's talking to police. I don't know. That's a conversation. They ask you a question, you answer. All you gotta tell them is, I don't know. And I ain't never told no police nothing other than, I don't know. Period. Anything other than that, you cooperate with the people, man.
Hatchbach TV. Subscribe now.
Fucking right. That's that shit right there.
Couple more of them about the